We're going to settle in for meditation just to clear away any stressors of the day. And we're going to cleanse through all of our chakra centers. You don't have to understand or know what chakras are for this to work for you. But this will just get us really nice and grounded for this session. So finding a comfortable position, you can lay down, you can sit up. If you're driving, don't participate. But wherever you are, just lengthening up through the spine, straightening it. Our chakras are 7 energy centers that run along the spine, and we can bring them into more alignment simply by straightening our spine. So if you're sitting, pulling the top of the head, the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, the sky. Ooh, the energy is so good in here. It's going to be fire. If you're laying down, just elongating through the spine. Either way, tucking the chin in just slightly to lengthen through the back of the neck. And closing the eyes if that feels good for you. And I want you to notice how your breath is in this moment without feeling the need to change it. Just noticing how it feels. Is it long and deep? Is it short and shallow? And just allowing it to be. Now pulling in through the nose, a deep inhale, following it down the throat through the heart into the low belly, holding for a moment at the top, and then exhale through the mouth. And again, a deep breath in through the nose, pulling it down to the low belly, holding for a moment at the top, and exhale through the mouth, releasing. And as you exhale, just feeling all of the stressors, the craziness of the day melt away. Another deep breath in, pulling it down through the low belly. And exhale fully, allowing any areas of tension in the body to release that's ready to release. And just coming back to a natural breath, your breath in its natural state without manipulating it or changing it in any way. And I want you to see, feel, or imagine this beautiful golden white light begin to descend from the heavens above, coming down through the sky. And just noticing, feeling, or even imagining it spiraling down, this beautiful golden liquid light spiraling down, down, down towards the top of the head. And feeling as it enters into the crown chakra at the top of the head. This energy center that vibrates white. The energy center for spirituality, and feeling as that golden white light spirals through the crown chakra, cleansing, releasing, even feeling the top of the head relax and release. And feeling that golden white light move into the third eye, into the forehead, the brain, the command center, through the pineal gland. And feeling as it swirls through, opening and balancing through the third eye chakra. Our energy center for intuition, imagination, for our dreams, our psychic abilities. And just feeling as that golden white light cleanses and balances through this third eye chakra, releasing anything that may be blocking our sight, our third eyesight, our vision, our imagination. And feeling that golden white light move down through the face, the cheeks, the jaw, the left ear, the right ear, feeling all of this melt and release. And seeing that golden white light come through the throat, the front of the throat, the back of the throat, the sides of the throat, as it spirals through the throat chakra. Clearing away any old patterns of keeping ourselves hidden and small. Allowing us to speak our truth, to express our true self, to surrender to the highest powers and vibrations of love. And seeing, feeling, or imagining that golden white light move down through the bottom of the throat, through the left shoulder, down the left arm, through the left hand, all the way out through the left fingertips, and down the right shoulder, through the right arm, the right hand, all the way out through the fingertips. And feeling as it drips down to the front of the chest, the upper back between the shoulder blades and into the shoulder blades. Feeling as it cleanses and balances through the heart chakra at our heart center. Opening and balancing our heart chakra, allowing us to be in touch with our compassion, with unconditional love, allowing us to practice forgiveness. And feeling that golden liquid light moving down through the belly into the solar plexus, right beneath the sternum. Opening and balancing through the solar plexus. Our center for self-esteem, boundaries, willpower. And feeling that golden liquid light move down through the belly button, into the womb space, through the low back, as it washes through, opening and balancing through the sacral chakra, the center that vibrates orange. And really feel or imagine it moving through this energy center, just noticing how it comes up for you. Our center for emotions, sensuality, sexuality. And then allowing that golden white light to drop to the base of the spine to our root chakra. And just seeing the red color of the root chakra, maybe like a red light just pulsing and pulsing and pulsing, and seeing that golden white light move through the root chakra, and seeing or feeling that root chakra grow bigger and brighter as it pulses, pulses, pulses red. And allowing that golden white light to move down through the legs, the ankles, the feet, all the way out through the soles of the feet, the bottoms of the feet. And maybe imagining, seeing, or feeling tree roots coming out through the bottoms of the feet and pushing them down into earth. Seeing those tree roots move through the floorboards, the dirt, the grass, the mud, the muck, moving down, 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 deeper and deeper into earth. Pushing further and further down until it comes through the earth's crust. And at the center of earth is the earth's crystal. And just wrapping your tree roots around that crystal, around and around and around. And feeling that gentle tug down as you really root into Mother Earth. Feeling that sensation of being held. Allowing any residual tension, any worries, any stressors to move through the bottoms of your feet, down through the roots, and into Mother Earth, the ultimate healer. Beautiful. And taking a breath in through the nose, following it down through the heart into that low belly. Exhale, release. Gently coming back into your space, into the awareness of your body, maybe wiggling the fingers or toes, and opening your eyes when you're ready. Beautiful work. I think we are ready to go. I totally forgot to introduce myself in true Jenny fashion, but my name is Jenny Nankerville. I am the founder of Sage It Ain't So, which is my business. I'm an intuitive healer, a spiritual mentor, a Magdalene priestess, a breathwork facilitator. I do all kinds of things. It's wild. But what I'm teaching you guys today is essentially what the remembering process that I went through to leave nursing. I have a background in ICU nursing, to tuning into these things that we can't necessarily see with our five senses, and to help others recognize that within themselves and do this holistic healing, truly holistic healing, mind, body, spirit. Emphasis on that somatic connection between the mind and the body. The body is everything. All right, let's get into it. So we are diving into divine feminine energy today. Now, we all have masculine energy and feminine energy. If you're a woman, due to the biological and social conditioning of being a woman, women in general are able to express more feminine qualities and vice versa. The men are more likely and better able to express those masculine energy, but it's not always the case. So like I said, we have both energies, and the goal is to really have them balanced out. The thing with most of us is that we're more in our masculine energy than our feminine energy. So that masculine energy is the energy that's very focused and driven. It's like rigid and stable. It's that problem solving. It's the doing energy. The feminine energy is softer. It's nurturing, intuitive, fluid, flexible, receptive. It's that being energy. And most of us are very much in our masculine energy because of survival, right? We have to do. And it's very difficult for us to be in an energy of just being and receiving. A lot of us don't even know how to receive, like truly receive. We all have a very complex emotional and psychological makeup, right? From our past experiences, from learned behavior, from external conditioning. And all of these contribute to our internal well-being, which is then reflected into our external reality. And this can cause one or both of our energies to be out of balance, to be stagnant, to be suppressed, to have confusion. We also live in a very masculine-oriented world. Honoring the divine feminine is definitely not a part of our culture, because there's this need to drive to get things done and make things happen, right? Like work your way up the ladder, work hard and you'll be successful. Our way of life is very fast paced, like there's no slowing down. We have this mindset that bigger is better. We, as a society, tend to value material accomplishments over maybe emotional or non-tangible things. And success tends to be measured by what you have instead of who you are. So because of this, we've really become disconnected from our feminine concepts and our connection with Mother Earth. So we're out of connection with that receptivity, that presence, the ability to be present. We lose connection with our ability to view life as sacred, to really be in that loving kindness energy. We're not able to self-nurture. So society has tended to hide and cover up the divine feminine energy and put a fear on it, in that there's this fear that being transparent means you're weak. And this fear has really dominated the divine feminine energy. And it's that fear became a way to suppress the truth. Our truth, the earth's truth. The divine feminine energy has not had a safe place to fully express herself in this masculine oriented world for quite a long time, for like hundreds and thousands of years, right? She's really been hidden away and repressed and not fully expressed and almost forgotten. However, where this vulnerability and this honesty has been feared, these feminine qualities are now being seen as raw, honest, relatable, respected. And these qualities, this energy of the feminine, really gives people permission to be real with themselves about like what's actually real, what's their truth, and to express it. All right, so what is divine feminine energy? This is our sacred connection to Mother Earth, and it is the energy of birth, but not just birth to babies, birth to ideas, expressions, dreams, making our dreams come to life, life itself, right? Existence. The divine feminine energy represents the connection to the part of your consciousness responsible for that nurture, for your intuition, which is why we're talking about this before, into the intuition and the psychic senses, and also your connection to your empathy, regardless of gender. Divine feminine is associated with creation, community, collaboration, sensuality. So having that felt sense rather than that thinking sense. It's a very sacred and sensual energy. Like I said, it's very much being energy, just being, as opposed to that masculine doing energy. So the energetic anatomy of divine feminine energy is that it lives in that sacral chakra, which is our second chakra. That's the one that we did in the womb space, in the low belly. It lives about 2 to 3 inches below the navel. And the sacral chakra corresponds with sexuality, sensuality, emotions, creativity, basically all of these divine feminine qualities that we've been talking about, right? Other qualities of the feminine energy are being wild and playful. How many of us don't know how to play? That would be me. We're working on that in therapy. It's that like introverted energy, but also fierce, right? Soft yet fierce when it needs to be. Very spiritual, very passionate, very nurturing and healing. All right, so let's talk about the feminine voice versus our ego. Our ego is that self-talk part of ours, like of our head, the inner critic that's like, you suck, you're not good enough. Who are you to do this and this and this? It's literally our inner critic. And it cautions us away from taking risks because it wants to keep us small, because it thinks that by being small, we will remain safe. The ego voice, it tends to be loud and obnoxious, and it tells us how to fix things, fix ourselves to be better. But it's not always correct, right? It's very fear-based. And I hear a lot of people, spiritual people, talk about the need to transcend the ego and like overcome it. But I don't believe that. I really think that we need to integrate the ego. We have to understand the ego is just trying to keep us safe. It's not necessarily just being an asshole, right? So we really need to integrate that part of ourselves, which I guess would be your shadow work. Now, the feminine voice, this is where that soft intuitive voice comes. It's that other softer voice that exists under that inner critic. This is the voice that celebrates you, the voice of possibility. It encourages you to create. It reminds you of the upsides of taking risks. It reminds you of your resourcefulness and your ability to grow and expand. So by working to silence or quiet that inner critic, we can access that more meaningful, truthful inner guide of our feminine voice. So again, we live in a world where the feminine has kind of been squashed out, and we're very much masculine, like we have to do bigger, better. We've been taught, in addition to all of that, that rational decisions are the best decisions. When in reality, our cognitive mind often misses the red flags of things. Your body knows before your brain does what's not good for you, what's toxic for you. Our sensory body is where our intuition comes from. And we have to tune into that sensory body rather than the thinking mind to fully connect with our innate intuition, with that innate divine feminine energy. And this intuition that comes from our body can be a really powerful guide to inner authentic decision making. Sometimes it surprises you and you're like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have your highest truth at heart. The rise of the feminine energy is asking us to live our truth. So how do we tap into the feminine? The key is through feeling your feelings, giving yourself permission to feel. Now, I still very much struggle with feeling my feelings. I, like a lot of you, grew up in a household where it was not good to feel your feelings. You were punished for it. So I also have a difficult time with it. I actually get very pissed off with feeling our feelings and that part of being human. However, this is the key to tuning into that divine feminine energy and also your intuition, right? It goes hand in hand. So really working on giving yourself permission to feel. And don't fear those shadow feelings, those lower vibration feelings like anger, rage, shame, guilt, grief, fear. I really, really, really dislike good vibes only mentality, which only promotes spiritual bypassing, because it's not good vibes. We're human and we have lower frequency vibration energies, right? Happiness, joy, all of that like vibrates at a higher frequency. Anger, depression, it vibrates slower at a lower frequency. And we're here to feel it all, to transmute it all. So don't fear those negative emotions. Now, those are the ones that make us most comfortable, and we really, really have to work in allowing ourselves to feel it and allowing it to come through our body. Having that shame on your emotion is going to suppress all aspects of that feminine energy. When we look at emotion, emotion is energy in motion. So when we're not feeling it, we're suppressing it. This is literally causing stagnancy, blockages in your energetic field, your meridians, your energetic meridians. So I see it as like, think of like grid paper really over everything. And kind of imagine like electricity moving through the through all the lines of the grid paper, that electricity being life force energy or prana. And ideally it's all open and flowing smoothly. But then when you have suppressed anger, it gets stuck in that grid, like in the grid in your belly. And then as the energy could be flowing well here, but as it moves down into this blockage, it's going to slow down, right? And it's probably not coming out to the other side. So it's really important that we are emoting and releasing these areas of stagnancy so that life force energy can flow freely through us and we can feel better and create and love and do all of the things that we came here to do. Emotions are also a super powerful tool because they tell us what needs to be healed. And it really is part of our intuitive guidance system. So I'm asking you to love yourself and all of the feelings that you're having. So number one, with connecting to divine feminine energy, feel the feelings. Number two, practice meditating. Now this can be practicing stillness, sitting in silence, really just like practicing being, like not doing anything, just allowing yourself to be, which can also be very uncomfortable. Meditation can also look like a walk through the woods. Cooking, I find, is very meditative and grounding. Doing anything like creative where you're finding yourself in flow, where like your monkey mind isn't running, you're just kind of flowing, right? So meditation. We really need to quiet that monkey mind in order to hear the needs and the desires of our body and our intuition. And this will help us expand the ability for compassion and open up our hearts. Number three is connecting with your creativity. So this balances that sacral chakra, which therefore balances that divine feminine energy. So music, dance, painting, drawing, and everyone is creative, even if you don't feel like you are. I promise you are. So start playing around with things where you can express the creativity. And if you don't know where to start, think about things that you liked to do as a child and start doing some of those things. And if you can't remember your childhood like me, just start random things. I got like those adult coloring books. It had like a bunch of cuss words and like colored pencils and color. That was really cool. Allowing yourself to like blast music and just dance, or like belting out a song in the car. The next thing we can do to connect with that divine feminine energy is to spend time in nature, right? We're going to be connecting with Mother Earth, which is I want to say embodiment, like the 3D expression of divine feminine energy. Spending time in nature is also going to ground your energy, which we're going to talk about tomorrow. It's going to help clear that monkey mind. There's a lot of science-based evidence on grounding, like putting your bare feet on the earth. So spending time in nature. The next thing that we can do is lean into receiving. So part of that is practicing waiting in faith, like calling in our heart's desire and knowing that it's coming, having that faith that it's coming and being patient for it, because the universe is working its own plan. Like, yes, you have free will and you get to co-create your reality. However, the universe is not going to run on your time, right? Because it's going to give you something bigger and better. So practicing that waiting in faith and learning to surrender to your higher self and to really receive that. A lot of times when we're like co-creating or manifesting something, we're putting a lot of limitations on what the universe wants to bring us, or what the expression of our soul truth, like what our soul truly wants. So allowing yourself to surrender to that and also receive it. So when I started receiving like emotional support from people, that was really, really difficult for me to do. Or maybe if you're running business, being okay, feeling good about receiving compensation for the work that you're doing. It's an energetic exchange. The next thing that we can do is loving your body as a temple. If you're a woman, as a female, your body biologically supports the presence of divine feminine energy. And when you honor, love, and respect your body, you witness the return of that feminine energy. Our bodies really are temples. Our bodies are literal portals between heaven and earth. Like we birth babies, literal portals. So beginning to be kind to your body, wherever you are with your body, like thanking it for being healthy or having the health that it does have, thanking it for your struggles because those struggles really told you something or allowed you to move through and experience a lesson and expand. The next thing is find your tribe, which sounds way easier said than done, especially as women, as divine feminines. We have so much sisterhood wounds, not just from this lifetime, but from like other lifetimes. Like society has pitted us against each other, made it competition. So finding your tribe can be really, really difficult, but do work on that. Finding people that truly see you, that can see you without the need to fix you, where you can have a safe space to open up, to share, to receive support, and be vulnerable enough to ask for that help. Vulnerability equals power. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the easier it'll get. And then you'll really tune into that power part of it. The last thing I have for you is to forgive yourself and forgive others. Forgiving yourself is big, right? We all have regrets in life. If you're a parent, I'm very much struggling in like motherhood. It's hard. I don't feel like I'm good at it. I go to bed thinking about things that I did wrong, but really practicing grace with yourself. Think of yourself. Okay, if you have a friend come to you that is like sharing whatever you're experiencing, what would you say to that friend? And say that to yourself. Now, again, this is something that takes practice because you can say something to yourself and be like, that's a bunch of shit. Like you're dumb, but practice it, it gets better. We have to practice all of these things. Also, flipping the script on power or competition. Like if you see someone doing a similar thing to you, as you, maybe it's something that you like to do, or your business, and you see them doing all of these things that you want to do, instead of feeling into that competition, like flipping that script as one, they're showing you what you're capable of, they're showing you what you desire, and maybe they're being a mentor or teacher, whether you're actually working with them or not. There's something to be learned there. We're going to get into the juicy stuff that you guys keep asking about tomorrow, I promise. But I think it's really important that we understand this first. So your soul work, again, this is optional, but the soul work is really designed to help you get the most out of these 3 days. But I want you guys to describe an emotion that you've been avoiding and really sit with it. And thinking about what's its name. Where is this emotion in your body? Where are you feeling it in your body? Does it have a shape? What color is it? What consistency is it? Like, is it solid, fluffy, spiky, a mist? And really sit with that emotion and feel it completely. And maybe asking what it's about. What is this emotion trying to tell you? Asking it what maybe you need to heal or release or forgive. And one final thing before we leave, I have an affirmation to share with you. And it is, I am safe and strong in my vulnerability. Tomorrow is energetic hygiene, grounding, clearing, protecting, which is the basis for our intuition, our psychic senses, and channeling. And then day 3, we'll do intuition and psychic senses. What is it? How do we tap into it?